Prologue: The Shattered Colony. It began on the edges of the Perseus Arm, where humanity's newest frontier colony, Haven 7, had bloomed. Fields of green stretched beneath transparent domes, children laughed under artificial skis, and Earth's banners fluttered in gravity-balanced plazas. It ended in fire. The Varric Dominion, reptilian predators whose empire spanned centuries, arrived without warning. They struck with precision, razing farms and shattering habitation domes. Civilians suffocated in the vacuum of their own homes. A fleeing medical transport was split apart mid-jump, its fragments glittering like dying stars. The Varric commander stood over the ruins, his mandibles clicking in satisfaction. To him, this was nothing but an exercise, a casual act of dominance. He broadcast across subspace, voice dripping with disdain. This is the fate of those who expand without permission. Humanity breeds like vermin. Now they die like vermin. The banquet of arrogance. The Varric High Council convened on their flagship, orbiting the ruins of Haven 7. They feasted. Slabs of roasted meat steamed on platinum trays, while holographic projections replayed humanity's cries, slow-motion recordings of terrified colonists sealed in collapsing domes. Laughter echoed in the hall. The commander, scales gleaming in the torchlight, raised a chalice filled with the liquefied blood of a conquered foe. Humans, he sneered, still cling to their fragile codes of mercy. They will mourn, they will beg for sympathy from the Galactic Council, but they will not strike back. They never strike first, never strike hardest. Their weakness is their nature. Their fate is sealed. The hall erupted in agreement. The Varric believed themselves untouchable. What they didn't understand was that patience is not weakness. Restraint is not fear. Humanity, they assumed, would lick its wounds and stay silent. They could not have been more wrong. The quiet before the storm. For 3 weeks the galaxy seemed to move on. Trade continued. Fleets patrolled borders. Human diplomats filed protests, ignored by smug alien councils. But in that silence, Earth moved. Within bunkers carved deep under the Himalayas, encrypted signals pulsed. Orbital yards around Jupiter and Titan lit up with activity. Black fleets long hidden in shadow detached from asteroid fortresses where no eye had seen them in decades. The Terran Strategic Command issued only one order, transmitted to every human fleet, every Black Ops detachment, every covert strike team scattered across the stars. Haven 7 burned. The Dominion believes us weak. Prove them wrong. Make the galaxy remember why Earth was marked dangerous. No speeches, no parades, just silence, and the sound of engines older empires had forgotten humanity still possessed. The first whisper of retribution. The Varric still celebrated when the first message came. A lone Dominion patrol ship, stationed along a quiet trade lane, intercepted a signal. It was a simple broadcast in clear Terran standard. "We are coming." Then their sensors screamed. Out of the void emerged a human dreadnought, an antique in design, yet bristling with upgraded rail cannons that burned brighter than suns. The patrol ship never had time to send its coordinates. One shot. Silence. From there, whispers spread like plague. Entire Dominion outposts went dark. Convoys vanished between stars. Border stations reported brief flashes, white lances tearing through hulls, before their comms fell to static. And through it all, a phrase repeated, carried on intercepted channels, scratched into Dominion databanks, even burned into destroyed ships' hulls. Haven 7 remembers. The breaking of the Varric Pride. At first the Dominion dismissed it. Skirmishes, they said, guerrilla acts, nothing more. But then the numbers came in. 7 fleets lost in 12 days. 4 star fortresses reduced to dust. 23 planetary garrisons annihilated before they even raised shields. The galaxy watched in horror as Dominion arrogance dissolved into panic. Other species whispered in their marketplaces, in their courts, in their war rooms. Humans are answering. The Black Armada. Then the humans revealed what they had hidden. The Black Armada, fleets that had never been registered with the Council, emerged from behind cloaked moons and hollowed asteroids. Ships the size of cities, hulls black as void, engines so vast they rippled gravity itself. They moved in silence, no boasting, no proclamations, only cold efficiency. When they arrived in a system, it ended. Entire orbital grids collapsed. Planets surrendered before the first shot. Civilians whispered in terror as human soldiers descended, faceless in matte armor, movements like shadows, weapons burning holes through steel. These weren't armies. These were storms in human form. The day the suns went dark. The Varric capital system believed itself safe, protected by rings of defense satellites and the pride of its navy. But then the humans came. Not through the gates the Dominion had fortified, not along the lanes they patrolled. No, humanity arrived in ways no one predicted, tearing open jump corridors thought unstable, reshaping gravity wells to force entry where no entry should exist. And then the skies turned black. The Black Armada unfurled, blotting out the system's suns. Engines flared like dying stars. Rail cannons ignited, each shot shaking entire moons. The Dominion capital fleet, 10,000 strong, launched in defense. They were annihilated in less than an hour. Human dreadnoughts didn't fight like ships. They fought like executioners. Each barrage was precise, each target erased. The Varric homeworld screamed as orbital firestorms burned across its continents. Confession of a broken commander. The Varric commander who had once mocked humanity was captured, dragged before a tribunal of neutral species forced to watch the aftermath. His scales dulled, mandibles trembling, he no longer boasted. He spoke the words that would echo across the galaxy for centuries. We thought them weak. We thought their mercy made them harmless. But humans are the galaxy's nightmare. They do not start wars, but once wronged, they do not stop. They rise like storms, and they do not stop until silence falls. We burned their colony. They burned our empire. We laughed at their weakness. Now we beg for mercy they will never give. The chamber fell silent. No species dared interrupt. Aftermath, the silence of the stars. The war ended not with treaties, but with absence. The Dominion ceased to exist. Its fleets gone, its homeworld smoldering, its name erased from star charts. In the ruins, survivors whispered among themselves, "Never provoke Earth again." For while humanity could build, laugh, and love, they also remembered, and their vengeance was infinite. The galaxy learned the truth too late. Earth's silence was never weakness. It was the quiet inhale before the storm. Epilogue, a warning to the galaxy. Centuries later, alien cadets would study those years of fire. Professors would show the recordings of Haven 7's destruction, followed by the annihilation of the Dominion. And every lecture ended with the same words, the same warning, the same confession of the broken commander, repeated like scripture. Do not awaken Earth's wrath. Do not mistake patience for fear, for humans are the nightmare that waits in the dark between stars. And so the galaxy remembered. And so the galaxy feared.